In the name of Allah, the most benevolent, the most merciful. Ya Ali, Madad.
Welcome to our channel. We expose lies and false teaching of anti-Ismailis. This video is in response to anti-Ismailis who claim Ismailis change Islam according to their will.
This video will expose anti-Ismailis and show them. Whom did the Prophet authorize to lead Islam? Some undeniable changes in Islam by anti-Ismailis. How anti-Ismailis reject their own beliefs. The right path of the progeny of the Prophet.
This sub-series will be divided into 3 parts. In this episode, we are going to show you the background of Torah we started by Umar after the death of the Prophet during his rule.
Various narrations of the Prophet says. All new methods or innovations known as bid'ats brought into religion shall be misleading or misguidance.
There are various practice prevailing among various groups of anti-Ismailis for which they refute each other and call each other as misled.
Let's watch the proof how Umar introduced new practice and called it excellent innovation.
According to narration 2010 of Bukhari, Abdur Rahman bin Abdul Khori said, I went out in the company of Umar bin al-Khattab one night in Ramadan to the mosque and found the people praying in different groups. A man praying alone or a man praying with a little group behind him. So, Umar said, in my opinion, I would better collect these people under the leadership of one reciter, that is, let them pray in congregation. So, he made up his mind to congregate them behind Ubay bin Ka'b. Then on another night I went again in his company and the people were praying behind their reciter. On that, Umar remarked, what an excellent bid'ah! That is innovation in religion, this is, but the prayer which they do not perform, but sleep at its time is better than the one they are offering. He meant the prayer in the last part of the night. In those days, people used to pray in the early part of the night.
These are clear confession that it was personal opinion of Umar and not the religion of the Prophet. He also confess it as innovation in good manner. Let's see what anti-Ismaili say about it.
तो ये इसको बिदअत नहीं कह सकते। वैसे भी हदीस में आता है अलैकुम बिसुन्नती व सुन्नतिल खुलफाए राशिदीन अल महदीयीन, मेरी और खुलफाए राशिदीन की सुन्नत को लाजिम पकड़ो। अब फर्ज करो नबी ने 20 रकअत तरावी ना भी पढ़ी हो, तो इस हदीस की बेस पर हजरत उमर जो काम कर रहे हैं वो भी हमारे लिए क्या हो जाएगा? सुन्नत, क्योंकि नबी ने हमें उसका हुक्म दिया है। तो दीन जो मुकम्मल हो गया ना, उस मुकम्मल होने में ये वाली हदीस भी तो शामिल है ना भाई। अल्लाह ने दीन मुकम्मल कर दिया कैसे? अल्लाह ने नबी की जबान से कहलवा दिया कि जो काम मैं करूं या इनको बता दें जो खुलफाए राशिदीन करें वो भी सुन्नत है, तो मुकम्मल हो गया ना।
You will find them saying on one hand there will be no one after the Prophet for guidance. Whereas according to their explanation of this narration, they openly claim that Prophet asked to hold on to the unknown practice of the non-designated caliphs.
This narrations confirms the importance of continuous guidance. Ismaili Imams are the rightly guided and their guidance is as per the order of the Prophet, that every Muslims needs to follow.
This hadith confirms the Ismaili faith. It proves there will be a guide after the Prophet. There will be need and presence of guidance after the Prophet, and obedience of Imam will be part of the faith.
Anti-Ismailis portray their caliphs are Rashideen and Mahdiins. In order to find out if their guidance is righteous, and they be able to guide properly, we have to remind them that their caliphs used to say, "Correct me when I am wrong." Therefore, they contradicted themselves and cannot be the righteous. Correct source of guidance is from the progeny of the Prophet as per the narration of Ghadir.
Guide also needs to be a Mahdi. In their books of Hadith, it is mentioned that Mahdi will be from the progeny of Bibi Fatima.
None of the Sunni caliphs or any other anti-Ismaili ever explained how their caliphs were Mahdis.
Further, keeping in view the injunctions of Hadiths of Suklain and the Hadiths of Mahdi, it is obvious that the order of the Imam of the time are to be obeyed, in order to follow the right path, the true Islam.
Anti-Ismailis are not at consensus about this practice. Let's see further explanation for change by Umar.
वजह उसकी है कि हजरत उमर बिदती नहीं हो सकते, अपनी तरफ से कोई नई चीज इजाद नहीं कर सकते, समझते हो ना?
Mufti seems to be confused. In his earlier clip he said Umar is allowed to make change. Now he is saying he cannot make any change in the order of the Prophet.
हजरत उमर रज़ी अल्लाह ताला अन्हु ने जो 20 रकत तरावी का एहतमाम किया वो इस आयत के मुनाफी नहीं है, क्योंकि नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने तरावी की नमाज पढ़ाई थी। कितनी पढ़ाई थी किसी वाज़े हदीस में सही सनद बेगुबार सनद में नहीं है। हजरत उमर का अमल बता रहा है कि नबी ने 20 रकतें ही पढ़ाई होंगी।
The religion of the followers of Umar lost within few years after the Prophet.
This also shows the religion of the Prophet was not preserved in any narration and by any companion. Is there no need for any guidance after the Prophet?
The legacy of Umar was also not preserved. Let's listen to what he says.
अब इसमें उलमा दो हिस्सों में बढ़ गए। बाज़ उलमा ने कहा कि हज़रत उमर रज़ी अल्लाह ताला अन्हु ने जो एक इमाम के पीछे लोगों को जमा किया, तो असल हुक्म ये नहीं था, असल ये था कि हर आदमी अपनी अलग जमात करा सकता है। लिहाजा उन उलमा ने कहा, जैसे कि बाज़ सऊदी अरब के उलमा की राय है कि आज भी तरावी में मस्जिद में 2 जमातें जायज़ हैं।
This shows how anti-Ismailis themselves disregards the narrations of the Prophet despite calling it foundation of their faith.
Umar also seems to be unaware of the order of the Prophet.
हज़रत उमर ये नमाज घर में पढ़ा करते थे।
Whose orders he was following and what is the right practice?
Following the Sunnah of Umar, there shall be no tarawih in mosques. How about praying at home?
हज़रत अबू बकर, उमर, अली, उस्मान चारों सहाबा रज़ी अल्लाहु अन्हुम ये हाफिज थे।
Did Umar memorized Quran? As per books of narrations, on the deathbed of Prophet he claimed that Book of Allah is enough for him. Mufti also claims he memorized Quran. However, historically, this is not the case. Tahabi has mentioned in his book, History of Islam.
Ibn Umar said, "It took 12 years for Umar to learn Surah Baqarah, and once he learned, he offered an animal."
286 verses took him 12 years. How many years are required for him to memorize over 6,000 verses? Either Mufti or Dahabi is a liar.
Dahabi is more recognized in anti-Ismaili's world. This means Umar started Ramadan prayers, but never prayed either at home or at mosque.
Further, while Umar is claimed as rightly guided, his guidance was rejected by his own son, who is also a companion of the Prophet. Let's hear to the claim of the Mufti.
अगर हजरत उमर ऐसा कोई काम करते, नया इजाद करते, तो सहाबा उसके खिलाफ खड़े होते ना, तो सारे सहाबा ने भी उसको एक्सेप्ट किया। तो ये तमाम बातें इसकी अलामत हैं कि रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने जो रमजान में आपने नमाज पढ़ी है 3 दिन, वो 20 रकतें ही होंगी। अगर उससे कमी बेशी होती तो हजरत उमर 20 रकतों को जारी ना करते.
From the early books of narration, it was found that his own son discouraged this practice, and those who used to do them, he called them donkey.
According to the narration 7742 in collection of Abdur Razak, a person came to Abdullah bin Umar. He asked, "Can I pray behind the Imam in Ramadan?" He asked back, "Is that for recitation of Quran?" He said, "Yes." He said, "This would be similar to donkey pray in your home."
Abdullah bin Umar did not pray behind the Imam in Ramadan. We can now conclude that in order to respond to the changes in time, the right way of Islam is to follow the interpretation of the progeny of the Prophet, and not those who have gone astray. We thank Allah for His guidance through the Prophet and his progeny.
Thanks for watching. Salwa please.